RIM TV coverage of the 2015 RIMS conference is brought to you by Inform Applications. Cyber risk is one of the hottest topics in the risk management community. Here at the RIMS conference in New Orleans, Zurich released its Global Cyber Governance Report. It was a collaborative effort with the ESADE geo-Center for Global Economy and Geopolitics at Ramon Llull University in Barcelona. Here at RIMS, we spoke with Mike Kerner, CEO of General Insurance at Zurich, and asked him about the findings in the report and what it means to risk managers. Here are the highlights.
Well, the Global Cyber Governance Report really took a very hard look at a number of issues around the changes in technology that have taken place over the recent years. And it builds really off of the Atlantic Council report that was released last year that examined connectivity of cyber across various spaces. And it comes to several key conclusions. I think the top three conclusions that they come to are recommending, first of all, the formation around the governance of an organization that we call the G20+20. Essentially, the G20 already exists. It's a set of governmental entities, the largest economies in the world. And we think supplementing that with the 20 largest technology companies provides a good framework and a good forum and a good governance framework for being able to deal with cyber issues as they arise. I think the second big finding and the second big recommendation was the formation of something that we're calling the cyber version of the World Health Organization. And so expanding on the concept of the WHO and dealing with cyber issues. So I think we all know kind of how the WHO works. I think we saw it in operation last year with the Ebola crisis and the pandemic that arose out of that. When these pandemics arise, the World Health Organization, they step into action. They activate, everybody knows what to do, the airports know what to do, the hospitals know what to do, the quarantines go up, everybody knows how to respond and react. We don't have a similar governance framework for cyber. We don't have a similar organization for cyber, but we do have things called viruses, and we do have these types of events that come up, which creates an opportunity, I think, for an organization like the cyber version of a WHO to provide a good and strong framework around the governance there. And I think the third largest issue is the need for good and consistent cooperation and collaboration between governments, public entities, and private entities as well, because information needs to be shared for us as a private organization or for government entities to be able to respond to these things and develop a good resilience and a preventative view towards cyber as opposed to just working on the recovery. So making sure that you've got that good collaboration and cooperation, I think, is really important. And I think really those are the critical things, the critical findings, and the things that I think we need to be working on going forward. I think the Internet of Things and all of the emerging technology that is existing in the 21st century is fundamentally changing the risk, and it's fundamentally changing how we need to manage the risk as a society, how private enterprises need to enterprise the risk, how public entities need to manage the risk and deal with that risk. The governance frameworks that we had in place in the 20th century really aren't going to work in the 21st century environment, and particularly in building again off of the Atlantic Council report on the connectivity that is built into these technologies means that these failures and these risks are even broader, and that means that we need to be very much cooperating, public and private, to make sure that the risk management's in place and that we're able to be resilient and responsive when events occur. I think we can certainly look to the future of a lot of different types of technologies. I think one that's impacting things right now is telematics, and embedding telematics in vehicles is a way of being able to, first of all, provide some services to the owners of the vehicles, but also potentially use that data for risk evaluation and for pricing. And clearly that's a technology that's coming forward today that's having a big impact on the risk within the industry and within the world. I see that expanding. We started to talk about the telematics of homes. So we've always thought about telematics as a vehicle thing, but actually homes and smart homes, again, with an expansion of the Internet of Things, homes can actually start self-detecting when problems exist. If there's a leak in a pipe, if there's a problem with an electrical problem, whatever it might be, the homes will be able to detect that and let us know. And ultimately, and the research is ongoing on this, but at least assisted driving cars, but maybe even self-driving vehicles, these things are clearly emerging and having a very big impact on the risks that we face every day. Within our industry and within the risk management community, there's a very big knowledge curve that people need to go up in order to be able to assess the risks of cyber. I think that's one of the things that we clearly need to see is a good recognition that we do need to build up more capabilities and competency, really in underwriting, in risk management, and in the management of organizations to be able to work closely with the IT experts on these things, build that into the risk management solutions. And our IT professionals, they're very good, but they don't really understand risk management. Maybe our risk management professionals could understand IT a bit better, and working together, I think we can make some pretty big strides on that front.
For more of our coverage of the 2015 RIMS conference in New Orleans, visit the RIM TV On Demand Library.